guys, I want to welcome you guys to this video. In this video what you're looking at is a test animation scene I've done. It's nothing really too special. Let me just explain what it is. Very rough setup, very rough setup. I've got it playing pretty fast as well for some fluidity. What you got is, let's take it away, let's have a look at the layers. Basically what we got, I started off with turn off everything, the effects wise. I started off with a few basic scribbles. Literally that's what they mainly are, just scribbles, using a brush. And I looked into the mess and I looked at it and I thought, okay, let's see if I can make some interesting shapes of like people, starting out with the figures, like the basic shapes, you know, which is what you actually see on the next layers, the following layers. You can see I've got this move, got this position here, this position, this. They're not really great, but they're the rough setups. You could refine these better more and more as you go, and you could even put more frames in and stuff like that as well, you know, working it even like you know, in betweens, like between this and this. How does he get into that position, you know? I could literally do that, turn on the frames and make it, yeah, that's another idea. Like I could literally turn now from here and work out the positions between this and the next frame to get into the next motion. But I just decided to go with individual images like that that range from different areas of the screen, different camera angles, just blasting through the moves. They're not even the same characters, it's just a rough scribble sketch thing anyway. And on top you got these effects I put in, these bloody or whatever they are, power, blasting, energy things, so you can see the motion. Okay, you just turn off that background thing for a second. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that, how it works out. You know, I am pretty happy with that. Slow it down, obviously you can see a bit better what's going on, but I think it works better with that some fluid motion anyway. So what you could do is have like backgrounds moving, and you have the pieces moving too, to have the characters on separate layers and move them like motion comics kind of way too, or something like that. Make some kind of movement in there, or work, as I say, further frames and stuff in. I've been having a lot of trouble trying to work out initial setups basically for movements, for character poses, for the fight moves. So when I do this kind of scribble thing, when I put this scribble in, these kind of like scribbles, excuse me, like this, they kind of like help me. I just make a mess and I see, and I look on top of that and then I see these shapes. Don't ask me how I saw that on top of it, but basically what it is like, you know, I start off with something like that, like a scribble. I make it really faint, I look on top of it, and before I get to this stage, like with a move or anything like that, like, you know, looking at these basic positions, like this one's a very good example. First of all, I just look at the basic shapes, so they're not even refined as characters even in the beginning, they're just literally various shapes. Like for example, I'll go here and I'll do another. If you can't see here because I deleted them, but what I originally had was like this. I had like basic shapes, so I look for like where the head of the character might be. I'm looking, yeah, for things like arms and stuff too. I could make them into different things, you see, like for example, it's just amazing. I can't explain it how my mind works, but I see these shapes. So for example here, I can see that there's like various shapes. So like this one, for example, this might be a leg, but I can see that straight away. It's like a leg kind of shape. I'll add things in too which are not there, like to the shape too, but I can see this looks kind of like a head, you see. This could be an arm reaching out off the screen, maybe off there. The only problem with this is you're not going to get the best camera angles every time. you can see kind of good, but you can like rearrange them. I could literally turn that around and like get another angle that I want. Maybe that might give me another idea for something else, you see. But I wouldn't have been able to come up with that without that understanding. So the other leg, then you just work in. Like for example, here we're not really seeing the other leg, but I can literally, I could make it like, you know, just put it here, you know, something like that, make it there, and work the perspective as I go. But what I was saying was, is sometimes I'm not seeing the actual shapes even. Like for example, I start off with something like this, I see a bit of a head, and I'll do this kind of, I don't know what you'd call this, a caterpillar or some kind of like bug type shape you see here. I get the basic motions and then from there I might add something in, like a hand, you see, and it's like this is the arm there, or maybe just like, maybe here the guy was like swinging even a sword or anything I want to put in there, you know. This is here, he's just punching that guy. I could put the other hand back here, see, and you get the idea. That's the other hand back there. Maybe he's got another sword or something, who knows. The guy's got to put a hat on him, see. And then it's just a case of going on another layer, you know, turning that off, going on another layer above that, and redefining the shapes better. So here, you know, I'm going to work out where the shoulder actually goes and make like a dummy figure, you see. I find it a good way. I'm still very upset that I can't do it more efficiently, just drawing these out from the initial rather than starting with that scribble thing. But nevertheless, it is a freehand thing, and it does work. I've not drawn the hat on this time, but you see, now this side here, I'll just put that in the arm, punching the guy in the head, just say. So put that in, you know, getting the basic mannequin shape, so to speak. And it's not exactly going accordingly to how it was there before in the other sketch, but you get the idea though, yeah. And you may even need to adjust things, like I'm adjusting this shoulder here for example. It's not too good, I know the angles aren't too good what I'm doing here, but it moves, but it's definitely a good way of doing things. I think I've got his body too turned as well on the side there. Okay, there, okay. That could be there, this could be there. Maybe he's holding a sword himself too. There. Maybe he's in front of this guy, I don't know, after all. So yeah, something like that. And just working it out, you know, looking at the shapes, and you just literally refine it further and further and draw on top of it and make the actual characters and put the effects in and stuff. But yeah, the original I got here, I'm really happy with this basic test setup. It's not even a real thing, it's just, you know, an idea, just showing what I could do, you know. So let's just play that again quickly. I didn't make the music in this video, by the way, it's just a quick thing. So you can imagine if you were to draw further on top of this and draw much better and refine the moves a bit better, put colours in, make it a proper, draw proper characters much better, you could have some nice action scenes. And this would be only for certain scenes of having it like this. I'm just doing a quick test thing too. You can do like screens shaking and effects and backgrounds whizzing by and other kinds of movement, you know. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on things. If you check out my other animation tests I've been doing too, you'll see I'm doing more with the frames and stuff. And you can really work with the frames. Yeah, so, you know, thanks for watching this, and I'll talk to you again soon.